It is great to have you back here at CoinSuri's channel. One of my Bitcoin holdings has been seeing a wild price surge as of late, and you might have noticed. As a result of these gains, this currency has risen from its position as my third most valuable holding a few months ago to its current position. But it does exist right now. This is the sole justification for my mentioning it, in order to make a broad argument. Many people have strong opinions about XRP after seeing some really absurd things. Additionally, I think they will simply cease communicating. Unless they're, like, very dishonest or something, everyone stands to gain if XRP takes off. There are some awful folks in the area. As far as realistic cryptocurrencies is concerned, yes, things are looking good. Since this has been the case for more than 10 years, we know it to be true. Just so you know, the coin I'm talking about is Flare. I'm not trying to make fun of it, but a few months ago, everyone was so down on this particular currency. Those who were against it have now disappeared. It is laughable that many simple minds base their judgments on how much a coin or project is currently worth. Who the fuck is this? How foolish of you, XRP, to not plan ahead. Doing anything? Since its function is self-evident, the response is affirmative. Flares have really gone wild recently. I am confident that it will retrace to a certain degree because no trend is ever consistent. I can live with that. But now we'll move on to XRP. I have a feeling that somewhere in the center, someone will flip a coin. The point I'm trying to make is that XRP will be successful if my investment theory holds water. Utility is king, after all. Also, if the entire asset class goes up, Bitcoin will hit a new record high. If XRP doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised. So we can keep this discussion going. I thought it would be fun to show you some of the answers I got when I shared this message. Some people just don't get percentages, you know. Also, some people just can't help but be a little bit negative. However, pessimistic assessments about Flare's potential and usefulness in the future have faded. No luck finding one today. Other people being angry about other things is all it seems like these days. But the same problem is plaguing XRP as well. Additionally, XRP will change hands overnight once it is functioning. A finger snap will be all it takes for all negativity, sadness, anxiety, and gloom to go. I apologize for not being more forthright about my lack of financial assistance before providing you with the specifics. Remember that I do not hold the title of financial advisor. I repeat, under no circumstances should you allow my opinion sway your decision to buy or sell. Making comedic videos about Bitcoin on YouTube is one of my favorite ways to pass the time. It's just that I'm interested. Along with that, just for fun. At this time, one Flare token is worth about $51, Bitcoin is at $42,844. And XRP is worth little more than 51 cents. Here is all the information you require. It is currently 3.2 cents. Consequently, it comes in at number 59. Hey there, Mark. I remember just how high it got a few months ago, but it was over 100. Out of over 20,000 coins in circulation, it seems content to be at number 59. I don't remember the exact figure, but it was probably somewhere between 102 and 103. Also, it's really fast. For the benefit of those who are perplexed, this is merely a Litecoin 12-month chart. Stay focused. It was around the middle of October when things hit rock bottom, as you can see. I would say that the technical low point occurred on October 18th. The 19th of October was Litecoin's big day, I'll admit it. I can make that date work. Even though it closed at 8.4 cents, I paid about 0.8 of a penny for it. The total amount is 184 cents, which is approximately 0.8 of a penny. On top of that, I did buy Flare. Just this second, on October 19th, I made the purchase, and I have already shared this story. Someone on the Fire community account brought this up, so I decided to write it and just read it to you. When there is a critical mass of people forecasting a collapse, asset prices often start to rise. It is common for an asset's price to start falling once the number of people predicting its rise reaches a peak. I feel the same way. Therefore, I responded on October 19, 2017, by saying yep, and I'm thinking about buying more flare today. No one is feeling good right now. The flare community weighed in on my inquiry with it absolutely, but that's great news for individuals who are well versed in market psychology. In response, those same people who are raving about flare's greatness are the ones who are urging others to sell while it's falling, which is quite amusing. This will be a glaring indication on any emotional index. I believe that a network's innovations and utility directly correlate to the value of its native assets. Exclusive price for projects. Misguided and costly undertaking. Yep. And the caveman problem lies there. This is the exact situation. I can tell you for a fact that it is true. The public's perspective on flare has shifted significantly, which is why I'm bringing it up once more. The general public's stance on XRP is going to shift, as I can tell you from personal experience. Views on XRP are quite pessimistic. This is absolutely catastrophic when put next to what I've witnessed recently. Typically, it denotes the base. Put simply, barring a crypto-wide exodus, I think we're about there. I would do it for fun. Sure, I can't tell you what the price will be. Never in my life have I done it. Still, these would be the unsuspecting guests who bring me joy. In my opinion, there has never been a more equitable community, yet the price has never been lower, and the potential for future flare is stronger than ever. By people, I mean the real bottom for flare, and this is the most near to being a bottom item I've ever bought. You are welcome to go ahead and look it up on either October 18th or 19th. It was also purely coincidence. I wasn't very talented, I was simply thinking, wow, sentiments are in the gutter, this is probably going to go lower. The price stayed that way after I bought it. This is, however, highly exceptional. Perhaps it did, for a short period of time. But from that point on, it seemed as though nothing had transpired. Quite peculiar. Probably the first time that had ever happened to me was when it happened. For almost 6 years, I have been actively involved in this. So it was really a matter of dumb luck. By buying more flare this morning, I increased my overall holdings by roughly 45%, as I mentioned before. And immediately entangled. My holdings increase of 45% is now complete. It never stopped being little, even when it became bigger. As a result, perhaps I could share the story of one of my smallest. Still, it's now my third biggest pet peeve. On the off chance that it keeps running ahead of other currencies, it could end up being my most valuable asset. The timing of everything going off is now completely out of my hands. Even though it is now trailing my largest holding, XRP, it could overtake it if this item or H-bar runs first, or anything similar. If it happened, I wouldn't be opposed. I am still of the opinion that XRP will run after that. As a result, I intend to liquidate my holdings before re-establishing XRP as my principal asset. That is, however, my presumption, but I had to buy at the bottom due to the yells and, holy cow, the hate flares. Nothing will happen as a result. A bunch of incompetent, overly engaged individuals have been posting a lot of laughing and clown expressions. Concerning the price of XRP, everyone is behaving like a defenseless baby. Their motives for seeking a man seem ill-intentioned to me. Here it is, the result of my decision to share it this morning. At 8:12 a.m., the flare is soaring. The time is in Central Standard Time. As far as I could tell, the only thing that reduced the amount of social media complaints about it was the number of complaints themselves. Nonetheless, the October sentiment of hostility toward it will be with me, just like XRP. All the emotional dweebs will go silent once the XRP switch is turned off. That is my sincere belief, my friends. This is the flare 24-hour high. It costs 34 cents. Furthermore, it is currently somewhat more than 3.2 cents. Good times. Life is good today. Obviously, there are those people who will never get it and will always have a negative outlook. A quarter of the way through the 3-month period, someone on this social media site actually responded to my post asking, "Are you going ballistic?" No. On top of that, I've come across something similar before. You know, it's like I'm rolling around all that garbage. It's practically a perfect hit. I decided to reply to him because I frequently wonder if individuals are trolling me when they write such nasty things to me. Although I emailed him and asked, "Are you kidding me?" in response to the 3000% spike in flare since mid-October, I am in fact. Is this for real? Yes, I agree with you all. Going from 3.4 cents to 4x 8/10 of a penny is the same as a 3000% gain, which is a fourfold jump. 300%. Alright, my apologies. For 3.5 cents, let's make it. Additionally, an emoji for laughing. His reply to me was that, "Please tell me what the H*ck is going on." I mean, surely he's out to get me. Why? Because it defies logic that somebody could be so naive as to think that. Seems like he's teasing me if I follow this line of thinking. To be honest, I'm not sure. In my response to his letter, I pointed out that a triple-digit increase in flare profits would be equivalent to a Bitcoin price surge from its current level to more almost $170,000. Is the concept of percentage increase truly perplexing to you? On the other hand, are you, in fact, everyone? True, considering Bitcoin's current price of around $43,000. A fourfold increase yields around $170,000. The cost would quadruple. October has shown us that, and it's a flare from the bottom. That percentage has grown by hundreds of percent, albeit I don't have the precise figure, 3.5 cents. Does it take a genius to grasp that? It was staggering how many people used the exact line in their comments. Not all of them, though. I do, however, own an additional one to offer you. Someone by the name of Bilbo sent me a message in which, rather than the usual horizontally aligned face emoji, they included one that appears to be laughing sideways, clearly meaning to tease me. The fact that he had to get creative because he couldn't contain his laughter is amusing to me. Even if it's 3000% off the bottom, I would be overjoyed if the emoji flared up a couple of pence. By the way, this is what we can expect from XRP, we'll see more, and then people will stop griping about how inoperable XRP is. Reasoning that serves no purpose will have no effect. Ah, I get it. I will remove those. However, after that, no one will intervene until it sets a new record again. Griping about the total cost, rather than addressing the validity of the matter. Consider $52 as an example for simplicity's sake. Almost everyone will be satisfied. But oh look, trolls aren't going anywhere. It's fantastic. We can talk about it when the time comes. I told Bilbo that the price is unimportant and that it had climbed 300%. You have never heard of percentage gates before. Envision a world where the price of Bitcoin quadrupled, from $43,000 to over $170,000. That sounds like the same game, doesn't it? Do you truly lack understanding? So what? Is trollishness your intention instead? For the obvious reason that it's unpleasant and fruitless to make fun of a small alteration. So to speak, there are two occurrences of it. Still, there were a lot more. On top of that, someone going by the name of Crypto Bob emailed me, along with a few laughing emoji. Some people appear to be having a good time here. The value of XRP has already risen substantially, and I am certain that it will follow suit soon. Things will heat up from the bottom, and we'll have to deal with those people. After Crypto Bob's negative 21% reaction and the sideways laughing emoji, I noted that Bitcoin's price has exploded from $15,000 to $43,000, while it's still lower than its all-time high of over $70,000. Since that's a threefold increase from Bitcoin's low point, I felt it necessary to include my own sardonic sideways laughing face to drive home my point. To add insult to injury, you brought up the fact that Flutter's growth has quadrupled, which has further enhanced performance without yet reaching its maximum potential. Prices of Bitcoin have dropped below their highest point ever. Those of us who bought it when it was cheap should be able to cash in on the 300% profit without having to wait for it to hit a new record high. Even though we got to sell them, we still had fun with them. I pretended not to know anything about it. The fact that it is the highest point ever means that we may ignore it. That is why dollar cost averaging is so crucial. Profiting from psychological markets by buying when people are actually sick makes a lot of sense for this reason. Regarding Bitcoin Bob's remark, "You posted the chart slick, all I was doing was highlighting it." In light of this, he considers myself slick. I won't say he's smooth, no. Let me let you know about it. My life is improving at a rate of 300% regardless of whether he is or isn't. I believe I already said that. Your comment was so unhelpful and irrelevant that I had to flag it as a troll. Alright, I think that covers it. Following that, Bigby notified me via email that Flare's performance is down on the annual and monthly charts, despite a 300% increase on the quarterly chart. I don't see anything. It appears that he has indeed forgotten what I wrote. The market is currently up 300% from its worst point, and you couldn't be more incorrect. What counts are percentage gains, not prices. Frustration that Flare hasn't hit an all-time high is a silly reason to argue over anything. Just because Bitcoin is still significantly lower than its all-time high doesn't mean it will stay there forever. In fact, it will rise for another 3 months before hitting a bottom of nearly $15,000. No new all-time highs are necessary to celebrate large percentage gains, especially for individuals among us who increased our Flare holdings at the low in the middle of October. I am unconcerned because Flare is far lower than its highest point. Like many other people, I'm up quite a bit. We should be happy today along with everyone else. Such moments should be treasured. Then I heard back from Roni, who suggested, let's get 1 year in the green first. A lot of people are still coming out ahead financially. Well, that's it. See who's up for it. I can't celebrate. Roni is adamant that we need to spend a year on the golf course before I can enjoy my 300% rise. Sure thing, Ronnie. Thanks for that. No way, I'm not going to celebrate right now, I responded. From what planet do these opinions originate? Do you agree that this is completely unreasonable? Since I assume the majority of you will concur that the individuals whose views I am highlighting here are completely incorrect and irrational, it's difficult not to question if they are intentionally trying to provoke or are simply dumb. Eventually, one will have to give way to the other. In response to my post, a user going by the pseudonym BiteMe explained that since our 2017 purchase of XRP, its performance has lagged behind that of other cryptocurrencies. A tremendous loss of potential is represented by XRP unless something very severe happens. Honestly, I'm not sure I disagree with it. The opportunity cost of an investment is the same as that of any other undertaking. Now I'll address that question in this section. Feeling even more enraged than before, because I didn't win last week's lotto, I have since learned that these 3 numbers are the ones that will win. Given that you may think, wow, I should have done that before. This was the problem in 2021, when no one realized the SEC was planning an attack. That is why XRP was unable to set a new all-time high. Truthfully, I believe I feel extremely strongly about that. We weren't expecting the SEC to actually go after us, so now we're going to get XRP pumped up. So, I merely own a diverse portfolio of crypto assets, because I think it's the moral thing to do. Regardless, I will not cry over this. Whatever, I went ahead and bought XRP. It makes no difference, I am powerless to change it. Since I had no idea who won the lotto last week, I will not complain. Since, let's be honest, it's just the ridiculous tax, yet, I'm still going to play the lottery nonetheless. In addition, it has been falsely claimed that I earned 54 cents from the sale of Flare. At that very second, Flare appeared. The Litecoin watch that shows the IOU is the one he's talking about. The initial flavor price was 4.3 cents, I can't remember for sure, I'd have to consult CoinMarketCap, but according to Live CoinWatch, the alternative was $2.45. That is not correct. The blockchain was unavailable throughout that period. Not only was this IOU offered on an exchange, but it was also not even on a blockchain. People were changing their definitions of Flare since the term didn't exist. After that, they combine that nonsense with completely new tokenomics, which they find appealing. Along with the useless dynamics, they incorporate the much inferior Flare's actual performance. While Flavor was still in the price discovery phase a little over a year ago, its initial price did reduce. A recently released coin's price plummeted as everyone tried to guess its worth. This is because, coincidentally, price discovery can work in both directions. It touched bottom in October. Good things do come to pass. The idea of demand and supply has been growing in popularity ever since. It has to go through that test period because it is a newly introduced currency and everyone is attempting to determine its market value. That, however, is the very nature of coinage. Only because that happened doesn't mean Flare is defective or the coin is worthless. It only means people have been guessing about it. I believe that XRP will awaken and fly to new heights at some point. Those who were griping will now know to be quiet, and the value of our XRP will skyrocket, if not beyond that. In my humble view, Enterprise Discovery and XRP will both soar to new heights. But I can't change when it happens. On top of that, I am completely unaware of the likelihood of that actually happening. Let me be wrong, it might go to zero. I find that hard to believe, given how useful XRP is. More than a decade has passed since BART made his debut. It serves multiple functions. Payment processing is a breeze with this. Its market liquidity is very high in comparison to other cryptocurrency markets. As far as market capitalization is concerned, coin ranks 6th. Yeah. I am absolutely thrilled by this. Yes. The price of XRP is going to explode. It seems to me that it should. Since nothing major happened today, we are just not allowed to choose which coins fell out. That reason is unknown to me. Nothing noteworthy happened today, anyhow. There was a recent news event, and Flare is still running strong. As with XRP, it vanishes when it vanishes. We didn't pick it, no. No, that day is going to be just amazing. Those who hold grudges against, oh, man, will never go away. It has been raised, but there may have been additional coins that so and so had. Plus, if I possess a superhuman talent that might reveal the exact moment it will happen to me. It would have been a small number of purchases for me. Yes. Remain silent. Could we please simply have fun? How long till we can enjoy days like today? Today, the weather is pleasant. There is now additional support, and it's terrifying. Here we go with the celebrations. Rejoice in the small victories, don't you agree? It is okay to celebrate the small victories. Dude, that is my entire argument. So far, I'm impressed. Additionally, to all those who thought Flare would keep going downhill until it hit zero, you were incorrect. I misjudged. The event has begun. This, in my view, will not decrease to zero. It really doesn't bother me if I'm incorrect. I am incorrect. Presently, though, it most assuredly isn't. It is, nevertheless, increasing. As a result, we shall observe the result. That is why I felt compelled to stress it. Everything I'm conveying to you is the same. This is the sole problem that XRP is currently experiencing. It seemed like those online elitists were destroying Flare. Similar to XRP, but they will keep mum about it. It's how things are going to turn out. I am not a financial advisor, so you should not put your money where my mouth is based on what I say. The channel would be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe and like it. Catch you later, farewell.